Hello gorgeous, I'm the fairy voice mother, and today I would like to welcome you to my first ever
meme review.
Memes pertaining to vocal things. Vocal meme review, episode 1, season 1, first one. Welcome. I don't really know what else to say. If it goes well, I'll do more. Meme 1. I don't think I'm gonna announce every meme. That didn't feel cool. Not sure if Sopranos are singing a descant or just lost. A descant is like a trebly melody over a bass part. Descants are supposed to be flowery to some degree. I can see why people would believe that, but expression comes in all scales and sizes. So we're all lost. Meme 2. Oh no, I'm not supposed to do that. Me singing in front of people, hands up, hammer down. Me singing in the bathroom, shield up, hammer up, suit on with fire. When you sing in the bathroom, your hammer is up. Is this about the hammer? Is it the drama? Is that the difference? This is a cryptic puzzle. You say no, no, no. My hammer is down. And then when you sing in the bathroom, you do what you like. You express yourself. That's what it's about, isn't it? I actually made a video about this back in the day. If you do want to watch me explain my hypothesis on why singing in the bathroom is more accessible, then you can watch that. Meme 3. This is the thing now, I can't stop. You can sing tenor, it's not that high. Tenor is high. Biochemically. If anything, marijuana will make your voice lower because it will make it drier, which will mean the chords are less likely to want to close and stretch. So a good example of fake news. My high notes are angry and targeted on prey with large teeth. My low notes are suspicious and looking at my passaggio, who is blissfully unaware and potentially just been hit on the head. Let's think about this. The passaggio is another word for break or passage. It is the event that occurs from when you try to transition to low heavy notes into delicate high notes. Ooh. So depending on our voice type and size, the passaggio can present itself at several different points of your range. With training, you can move the passaggio, you can control how that passaggio is performed with the use of muscle coordination, so you can actually blend the passaggio. A really good exercise to blend your passaggio, puff your cheeks and allow a little bit of air through your lips. It's many singers' worst fear to encounter that break. It's humbling, but the more you think it's gonna be a big deal, the more aggressive the passaggio will be. So the depiction of the passaggio being lighthearted and fun is a message I support. Meme 5. Just because you can't sing doesn't mean you shouldn't, says alcohol. Says me. I say sing as much as you can, whenever you want. That is the best way to improve. Karaoke singers, right, here we go. This is a multifaceted meme, an MFM. What our friends think we do is have a great time. What our KJ thinks we do. Karaoke jokey. Karaoke jokey. Jockey. What our karaoke jockey thinks we do. Sing like a cat, rude. What karaoke bars hope we do. Excessive karaoke may cause drinking. We've got to make a living. What society thinks we do, lay on the floor. What we think we do, sing on a stage with lots of zombies at your feet. What we really do is look at the menu. Okay, that's a lot of opinions, so I don't feel the need to add another one. Let's continue. I'm hitting major opera notes. You keep singing that note. I don't think it sounds how you think it sounds. Well, that's just rude. No reputable vocal coach would conduct criticism in this manner. It's just unhelpful. What he should have said was, why don't you adjust your posture so that you are slightly more upright to take tension away from your neck, because if you put your head forward, it's going to overstrain the muscles. You'll see big bulgy sternocleidomastoids, and that's not going to help anything. Not bad mic technique, and he's really going for it. So a few subtle corrections and I'm sure the note would come out better. Never trust a person who doesn't sing along to Bohemian Rhapsody when it comes on the radio. If they aren't, it's a good education opportunity. It would be really cool if all of your friends could learn the different harmony parts. First Sopranos, when the director asked them to sing second soprano. Now that is the truth. First, anything, whether it be singing or an orchestral instrument, and second, anything. Generally, there's this idea that the first part, flute 1, soprano 1, is the more ornate and technically difficult line. It would have higher notes, more intricate melodies, maybe larger intervals, just more technically difficult things. And once you have been promoted to first, once you've tasted that level of success, once you've received that accolade, a downgrade is. I think you need all parts to make the arrangement what it is. If you sing that second soprano part like it was written for you, you will be noticed, and before you know it, first soprano will be knocking on your door. When life gives you second soprano, you should make the most of it. Singing in a choir is a team sport, which requires you to be a team player. A step down is sometimes a step up, spiritually. I don't know what I'm saying. Such a funny thing. When you watch a video you filmed at a concert and hear yourself singing. What that actually is a duet between you and the person at the concert, which is a special moment. So be proud. They have in-ears. You don't have that luxury. When you're on stage singing and you accidentally sing the wrong part. Oh my God, this happened to me at uni. It was an assessment. Everyone was singing and then I had a solo, but I came in too early and I come in so confident. I was so sure it was the right one. And I stepped forward and it was all quiet. And everyone stopped and looked at me. It was so embarrassing. And I did that exact face. You will never become a good singer learning on your own unless you spend money on voice lessons and singing books. Trying to shoot that down. Okay, here's the thing. The golden rule for singing and learning to sing is if it sounds good and it feels good, it's good. If anyone tries to tell you otherwise, then yeah, I can't imagine they have benevolent intentions. A little bit of financial investment into your voice is a good thing, because if you're continuously making sounds that don't feel very nice, you could be prone to vocal injury, which a vocal coach is obviously going to prevent. Should you listen to advice and learn about your instrument? Absolutely. And it's all about balance. Me, when my parents are home, hums silently. When I'm home alone, yeah, that was so me. I would rush home from school to get home before my mum got in and just sing so loud. Celine Dion, Beyonce. It's far more liberating when you know no one can hear you because you feel like you can make mistakes. Top tip, if you are cohabiting with people meaning that you can't sing very loud, just sing into a pillow. It's a wonderful way to keep your voice strong and experiment, make mistakes without disturbing anyone nearby. So you do your breath out of the pillow, naturally, because it doesn't generally act favourably to fibres. It makes a massive difference. It's so liberating. And then afterwards the pillow's really warm so you can use it in the winter to cuddle up to. That's great. Energy saving advice. Well, this is one of these extra cryptic. What my friends think I do, karaoke. What my aunt thinks I do, not get dressed. What society thinks I do, very true. Every singer I know has heard, why don't you audition for X Factor? That is the best way. I can tell you now from personal experience, having done the X Factor thing, that is not the case. I mean, it has worked obviously for some people, but what my boss thinks I do, ear tip for beer. What I think I do, I mean, that's quite ambitious. Janice is a beast. What I actually do, sing in a venue. One day you could be like Janice. Not all facets of Janice. The singing part was pretty special. Singing in the shower is all fun and games until you get shampoo in your mouth. It's a soap opera. Migraine, hypertension, stress, having to listen to an out of tune instrument is pretty rough. It depends how annoyingly accurate your ears are. Those with perfect pitch struggle more because they know the note of everything. The ambulances, the frequency of the Hoover, an out of tune guitar with a singer. It's a full head of pain. I want to close my eyes while singing in church, but I don't know the words to this song. The lyrics won't remember themselves. The best way to learn lyrics for a song is, in my opinion, not to read them at all, if you can help it. Listen to it and try and memorize the first verse and in your head really understand the story, because if you know what the song is trying to say, you can make more sense of it. So not only will that help ingrain the lyrics in your memory, I find that it also helps you interpret the story better as well. Is this proper technique? Always singing quadruple fortissimo. Oh, it's so much easier to sing loud. Like, So much easier to sing loud. And no, that is not proper technique. It's much easier to oversupply your voice with power to get the vocal folds to close and keep them in motion than it is to retract a little bit of that power and still maintain the note. What we often find is that when you try and decrease the volume, the vocal folds will do this kind of like thing, because the vocal folds are losing that regularity, meaning that they aren't oscillating in a nice, beautiful, even pattern anymore, and they get confused with the irregular breath and it all falls apart. This can be solved with focus and practice. Developing a technique called Messa di Voce is a very, very valuable thing for a singer to do. Messa di Voce is when we maintain the same note in the same position with the same kind of tone and decrease the power. Practice that. If you're a singer, your job is to tell a story, and unless that story is 100% right, then you can't express the dynamics properly, so you have to learn how to sing quietly. Quiet does not necessarily mean breathy. You can't cheat. You can't just sing like this. You have to train your folds. Or let me train them for you. That's quite creepy, isn't it? My teacher singing with a beautiful voice. Me after she asked me to sing just like her. Oh, look, there are degrees of this. Your teacher is responsible for demonstrating and explaining techniques. You should not be disheartened by this. Instead, it's a good thing, because imagine if your teacher couldn't sing what she was trying to teach you. But there is also a line. Like if you have a teacher that is constantly singing the whole lesson, or if your teacher is doing something that you both know you're not ready for yet. For example, if you're someone that generally sings with a low voice and they're jumping straight in with Mariah and demonstrating all these high passages,
then you should fire her.
Because that's rude and unprofessional. Your teacher is there to teach you. Part of teaching is demonstration. The journey is the most exciting thing, and the journey never ends. This is something that we think that, oh, after 5 years, I'm gonna reach my goals. After 5 years, you're gonna set a new goal, and it always happens. Your teacher is also on their own vocal journey as well, and that's a really beautiful thing. Gee whiz, that's a jaw. Of course I appreciate Mongolian throat singing. How could you tell? Because he has a large jaw? Who is this man? I've never seen a jaw this square. I can really imagine what he would look like as a skeleton, because it's such a big... It's creepy, isn't it? He doesn't look real. But then I could just be a hater. I started training at the gym. Look at that. Please stop singing Barbie Girl. I need to sleep. Brain. No. It doesn't end up Barbie Girl though, does it? I did a fair bit of research into the concept of earworms for a dissertation that I wrote. There's a very interesting book that includes this concept called This Is Your Brain on Music by Daniel Levitin. I'll save you the time and read you a small excerpt. The common neural mechanisms that underline perception of music and memory for music help to explain how it is that songs get stuck in our heads. Scientists call these earworms, from the German Ohrwurm, or simply the stuck song syndrome. There has been relatively little scientific work done on the topic. We know that musicians are more likely to have earworm attacks than non-musicians, and that people with obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD, are more likely to report being troubled by earworms. Our best explanation is that the neural circuits representing a song get stuck in playback mode, and the song, or worse, a little fragment of it, plays back over and over again. Surveys have revealed that it is rarely an entire song that gets stuck, but rather a piece of the song that is typically less than or equal in duration to the capacity of the auditory short-term echoic memory, about 15 to 30 seconds. Simple songs and commercial jingles seem to get stuck more often than complex pieces of music, which explains, I'm not even going to say the one you know that I'm thinking of, Baby. What song will you sing in this position? That might make him enraged. I think the answer is your favourite song, because it would be the last one you're going to sing. I'm convinced that my dog has a favourite song that makes her sleepy, and it's better if I just show you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Maybe I would sing Close to You by the Carpenters. When your neighbour is Greta Thunberg singing out of tune. I think this is a very reasonable response. Passive aggression. A few glares on the driveway Singing a song when I'm alone, nibbles glasses. The same when recorded. It's a very narrow neck, so it would be hard to create a good deal of resonance. There are a bunch of reasons why you might have an unfavourable response to hearing your voice recorded, and it isn't necessarily that that vocal performance is bad. There's a lot of research pertaining to why we don't like the sound of our own voices. If you put your fingers in your ears and still speak at the exact same pitch, it will sound lower and more warm. Now, when you hear your voice back, you don't have the additional factor of hearing your voice echoing inside your head as well. So it can be quite a shock that our voice usually sounds a little bit more tinny and whiny when we hear it back. Also, maybe you sang with some effects on, maybe some reverb, maybe even some auto-tune if you're extra naughty. You can use auto-tune if you want. When you do go to a studio, the engineer will often ask you, do you want this signal dry, meaning no effects on it, or do you want a little bit of reverb on there? Sometimes we can get used to like having this big dreamy sound in our ears, and we don't put as much feeling and emotion and resonance into it. What if you decide later in the mix that you don't want loads of echoey reverb on it and your voice dry sounds really not very nice, you know? I also think when you record you should have one ear off so that you can hear your voice in the room as well. It's nice for a singer to experience their voice as real as possible. And that's just my opinion. Some people might get wonderful vocal takes with a very wet signal. We did it! Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this first ever meme review as much as I enjoyed making it. If there are any memes you want to see me overanalyze and remove the fun from, please do email them to the email address in the description of this video and it would be my pleasure. Have a wonderful day, I love you so much, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!